clock. That is the exact scenario right here, right now. Let's get it going live in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It's the PUBG Mobile World Cup at the Esports World Cup, the final game of the group stage.
With dual gaming chipsets and 144Hz AMOLED screens, the GT20 Pro will equip the teams with up to 120 FPS, which is, of course, the first batch of supported devices, offering esports-level performance and visually stunning experiences in the 2024 PMWC. Over from the point path, we're going from the Oasis down to Minas del Sur.
Let's get it going. Oh, the playing path looking absolutely beautiful. Alpha 7 is going to get their drop in El Boso. My eyes are on these teams that desperately need these points. I'm looking at you, Vampire Esports. You are that cutoff. You are at that cutoff. So all these teams that desperately need these points here and now, they're going to be incentivized to try and take them out as quickly as possible. So if they do end up in engagement with Vampire, I would be shocked if we don't see them put a little extra urgency to take them out early.
We're taking a look at some of those top players as well, and it just goes to show you how strong Alliance's day was that Cluck is holding that top spot. Of course, a couple of players still yet to get as many games played as them. I think at the moment it's Top who's really looking to chase it down for a potential MVP of the group stages, with Team Falcon still playing this last match, and it's kind of pretty close between the two of them. That is a hard shift again out to the east side.
That's a tough circle. That is a tough circle right here. It essentially just cuts the amount of real estate down to, 2/3. So let's see how quickly these teams are going to look to move. And so my eyes again are going to be on teams like Inco, Team Falcons. Obviously, I'm so shocked to see them even in this position right here. Last game, they have a 4-point differential away from Vampire Esports, and a 9-point differential from Team Reject. So it's fortunate for Falcons that they know that there is a hard point that they don't have to worry about, because Vampire could still go crazy here. So there's at least one slot available, but man, that is still 9 points plus that you need here and now. So let's see if they're going to be able to get them. This zone is definitely going to make things difficult, that's for sure.
Really going to make things tricky, and I see a circle like this, and I have to talk about the hard east shift that we got on a circle like this over in EMEA to the two outpost islands to the east of Impala.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Come on.
Imagine how it would feel. You're chasing in one of the most important tournaments of the year, and all of a sudden, bang, you're swimming.
Hey.
And you forgot your swimming trunks.
We're here in Riyadh, man. It's time to have some fun in the sun. Let's go and take it on over to the beach, baby. I would love to see some of that action. I know all these teams don't, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But it would definitely make things interesting. So I'm looking right now at the map. Inco, very centered up right towards Los Leones. They're going to start creeping into this circle here, as well as the Falcons. Where are they? That is where my eyes are on right now. And
I think over near San Martin right now.
They're surrounded by so many squads.
Yeah, Team Liquid right next to them on the east. You've got CAG Osaka out to the west of them, TJB on the north edge, who will be bringing up the rear behind them. But they're going to be able to move fairly soon. And obviously, there's a lot of rotational paths available on Miramar in general. It's quite a wide open map in the course of things. They'll be able to find a gap, I'm sure, especially if Team Liquid go further towards the middle. That'll open up the ground ahead of them.
Man, what a crazy turn of events here. I think that we're going to see a 30-point game from Boom Esports. I did not. And man, they were able to clutch it out right there. Currently sitting in 7th place with 76 points. They're going to be feeling mighty comfortable. But then, again, so many of these teams are on that cusp of having to be in that survival stage. By the way, guys, survival stage, day after tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, we're going to see these 12 teams, or the bottom 12 teams after this one, there, as long as some new squads are going to be entering the fray. And those squads are going to be foaming at the mouth to try and make that slot to the grand finals that's coming right around the corner.
Oh yeah, I saw one of the Team Spirit players in the hotel just before we left. They are here. Team Spirit, one of the teams that will be joining that survival stage, having qualified in in that low enough place that they didn't make it to the group stage initially. They did go straight there. They're going to be joined by Rook, by Panda, Twisted Minds as well. Those are the 4 teams that have already been placed in the survival stage from their qualification, and they will be joined by 12 of these teams. Some of them on your screen right now. 3 of them, though, it's going to be Brute Force, Besiktas, and D+ Kia, all already confirmed over to those survival stages. They've dropped below that 12th place already, and obviously not playing any more games now.
Man, D+ Kia is the big shock for me. I mean, after their day 1 performance, I thought that they were going to be an absolute lock for the finals, but weren't able to replicate that in day number 2. And it just goes to show that, you know, some teams, when they get the circles, you know, they go crazy. D+ Kia did, and when they weren't able to get those zones, man, they just got absolutely punished right there. So hopefully we can see them, you know, show some signs of life during that survival stage. But oh boy, we got to focus on right here and right now. Team Falcons, this is one of those squads that have such high expectations. Gonna try and clutch up at least one of those 12 spots, and they don't need very many points in order to do it.
Certainly don't, but extracting that many points from a lobby like this, I mean, it's difficult, right? Sure, you see one team do it every time, but you forget there's like 14 other teams that just didn't, right? And so for Falcons, it is definitely a medium to large game, I would say, that they need. They need to make sure that they are supersizing that chicken dinner meal to be able to get forwards securely, right? 60 points shouldn't be enough. As I've been saying, the prediction around that bubble is going to be sort of where Team Liquid sit right now on 72. That's a 6-point average per match. So if you can push further beyond that, every time you add a point to that, you just get safer and safer and safer. 60 points, as famously we all know, is less than 72 by 12 points. So that's what they're trying to push up.
Yeah, I mean, if I am that team, Team Falcons, I am 100% at least trying to pass up Reject, right? Reject are currently sitting in 11th place with 69 points. So if you're able to pass them up, you should have a decent shot of making it into that top 12. And that's, of course, unless Inco Gaming go crazy and TJP have a phenomenal game, because that's still a possibility.
If Reject drop below their bubble, that would be half of Group Red down in the bottom 12. Obviously, 3 Group Red teams already in those bottom 12. We're looking to take another potential today with that 69-point barrier.
2 other teams.
Group Yellow right now, I think, is looking in the worst shape in terms of who's been able to jump on up. We've got 5 teams right now, if you include Inco in that bottom side, but it's looking pretty fair. I think every single group is almost evenly split right now between the bottom and the top 12.
Absolutely, yeah. And one of those teams from Group Yellow is going to be money makers. You know, they still have a possibility. You know, Calar said it. Vamos, that's what they need to do right there. They need to get going because they're going to need a 20-point game
they just got
at
knocked.
the minimum. Oh, and
that's all the way on the north side. They're
way
not next to anyone.
nowhere.
I didn't know it was a crash.
They are so far away from this. They're playing it way too safe. And it's so frustrating to see that because they have to know that a regular game isn't going to do it. Like, they need double-digit elimination chicken dinner here in order to make it happen. Ooh, a southern shift. We're going down to Puerto Paraíso. We're ready to get it going. And Mad Bulls, one of those teams that does need a 20-point plus game, that is a good solid shift for them.
It's also a good solid shift for Power right now. They're on that East Coast road. The difficulty from that position is always getting back up towards that hills to your west. So if they move early enough, if they hold a position early enough, they can have a much better time of that. The question is, do they want to? Or are they going to allow teams to surround them, try and fight out from there, and use those teams around them as a little bit of a buffer to keep everyone else at bay? Time will tell. Alpha 7, they've made it. 91 points on the cards right now. They're in 4th place with a big game. It is not out of the question.
I mean, that's crazy.
But they would need, I think, it's a 21 elimination chicken dinner to jump up to that first spot and try and challenge against Alliance. I'm not too sure on the tiebreakers right now in terms of how many chicken dinners. I think it's 3 chicken dinners for Alliance at this stage and only the 1 for Alpha 7, which would mean they'd need an extra point to be able to win that tiebreaker. So 22 elimination chicken dinner for Alpha 7 would be necessary. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, that would be crazy. But you know what? If any team could do it, it is them. And I want to see them go for it. Honestly, why not? Go for broke. Go absolutely insane because you're going to need that practice come finals time. So hopefully we can see a monster game for them. And if they do end up, starting down that road, it's going to make things that much more difficult for those teams that desperately need those points. I'm looking at you, Mad Bulls, Moneymakers. You have to go crazy. Moneymakers so far away. Honestly, I'm already going to count them out at this point. It's going to be just too difficult, I think, to have that kind of performance. But, Team Falcons, TJB, Inco are right there. By the way, I have to mention it. 12th place, 13th place. The difference is one goes to the main event, the other one doesn't. But also, there's a big difference in prize pool. 12th place, $54,000 in the bank. 13th, gonna be 25 grand, but here goes Power Esports against Boom. This is huge.
If they manage to extract any elimination points from this on either side, this is hugely valuable for them. They're right towards that bubble. 1 point either way could make all the difference now. So the fact that Power have just picked up that up is a great news. A knock over towards Easy for Boom might be able to do something for them as well, as there's still more bullets flying around the outside. As Verdun goes down, that's an off-angle third party. IWNRX getting involved on this east side, trying to put the pressure on. Now, with Boom just on 2 players alive, they want the points where they can get them. They're on 76. It might be enough, it might not. And they just want to secure that, jump up over that 80-point barrier. That's what they're looking for.
Boom just said, you know what? We just go in the water at this point. We have to survive. We have to make something happen here. They are safe for now at 76 points, but they don't want to go out without a fight here. Let's see what Frenzy could do. Yeah, next circle does go on over, centering up in this position. Team Falcons against Inco of all teams. This is a massive do or die fight.
Both on 60 points at the start of this match. Inco able to rack one up, take one player down from Falcons. He steps into the fire. Nurzed takes a little bit too much damage for their liking, but Inco also suffering on the health bars. A crucial fight for these two rosters, and fire through the window with the nade. Not going to connect enough. Gary able to fold back in, and Falcons playing as 3. They've lost action, but Top is an MVP candidate, which is absolutely insane. Given the caliber of the other teams, this guy has been a standout performer for Falcons, but unfortunately, it may not be enough.
Neither of these teams can afford casualties at this point. I mean, if they go out here and now, we're going to see them in the survival stage. They have to make it through here. And I think both of these teams are starting to move. They know who they're fighting against. So you're going to see a little bit of extra pressure here. But the longer that this fight goes on for, the bigger chance of a third party ringing out through here. You got TJB, who also desperately need those points and need to pass up these two squads right around the corner. You got to make a move. And Inco are just so nervous to do that, and now we're starting to see Falcon getting pressured by TJB. This is a worst-case scenario position for Team Falcons.
Boom have gone down in the meantime. They got 30 points in that previous match, Dukes, and this time they will get 0, but they got up to 76 with that, and it might be enough. That's what we say when all it takes is one game to change the tide of things, right? For Boom, without that match that just happened, they would not even be in the conversation. But as it stands, they might have just beaten the bubble.
I'll tell you what, the conversation is all about these two squads right now. You can see Team Falcons trying to hit a desperation nade. Both these squads outside of the zone, and they're going to stay there. They're going to finish off each other. One is going to walk out alive, and the other is going to go home to the survival stage. So let's see what ends up happening between those two teams. I think Team Falcons say, you know what, forget it. We cannot afford to go out right here and right now. They're going to try to leave, but Inco Gaming is going to try and punish them on their way out.
Try and pick up those points. That's exactly what they need to do. They step out, look for the spray. At range, it's difficult to connect, but Top's flagging. He's lame in the field now with a tire out. He's spinning out. Are they going to be able to get him? This is Power taking on Boom, by the way, earlier to open up the door for Boom to get eliminated after that. And Power, with those points, have probably been able to seal their ticket towards those finals as well. Able to pick up quite a few points for their troubles. I think they got 3 of them. In the meantime, Top, has he made it? He's alive. He's looked like he's still kicking.
Inco Gaming, they finally give it up. They just say, you know what, we cannot afford either to be spending too much time in this fight. Yeah, we want to take the Falcons out, but we still have other worries, right? We got to still pass up Vampire. We still got to pass up so many squads. They're now going to drive by TJB, the team that needs to take them out here. Is TJB going to start ringing out these shots? No. One of their players going out for some information. Now we're starting to see some support fire from them.
Inko trying to roll around now, find some cover. Flower with an excellent angle, but not quite able to connect at the roof of the vehicle. Keeps them safe. Nades in from TJB.
Oh,
they're going to funnel in, and it is just going to be so difficult to hold, but Vitali has the challenge with the DBS close.
Got
Steps
one.
up, knocks one back. Rebuff looks for the flush, but there's another player to take the challenge. Not going to find the shots this time around. GK first wants the spray. One knock over towards Inko, but that's all they'll find for now because Vitali's got more to say. They have an answer. The long range help will find the shot, and the pump action not going to connect underneath. GK first with the heal, steps out wide, but there's an answer. The volley is back, and Inko are fighting for their lives. DJB want to try and mash into the fight as well, but with 56 points, they have not done enough if they go down here.
Inko Gaming are in a death bowl right now, and they know it. They're going to try to get these reses off as soon as possible. Here comes Flower, the last remaining member for TJB. Is he going to go for the run over? He jumps down and gets shut down by Inko. What a clutch shot.
4 eliminations for Inko. They can get these reses now. Looking on the north side, Alolex IHC might try and flush them through, but it's unlikely. In the meantime, it is Talon to roll on over the Moneymakers, and their dreams are dashed of making it straight to the main event. Then the nade might change things a little bit, though, as IC wants to try and take a little bit out of Talon, but Talon looking good. 2 eliminations now. They're on 76, and again, they too may have beaten the bubble. Falcons are out.
The Falcons are out, folks, and you can see the look on their faces. Absolute devastation. They're going to have to make it happen come survival stage. Moneymakers are done. That is it for them. Inko and Vampire still alive right here, trying to make something happen. And Mad Bulls going to have to do an absolute miracle run if they want to stand a chance of making it into the finals.
It is all eyes on Inko, Vampire. And remember, Reject are still in this race as well with 69 points. That is the metric that they sit on. Team Liquid on 72 as well could be pushed down. Right now, on the map, Team Liquid have a great spot. Mad Bulls have a great spot if they can get rid of Easy from Power, a potential solo Snake to ruin their day. IWNRX, they're all the way out in the stick. Harami Bro with a wide split, but they've got a lot of control here.
Oh boy, right now my eyes are on 2 squads, Vampire and Inko, because one of these teams is going to make it into the finals, the other one is not. And another $20,000 plus difference in prize pool as well. Inko getting shot up by Talon. Talon with some great angles. Nunez desperately trying to be able to get out of this position. Inko are in big trouble.
They need more, and this is not how it happens. Spray down from Linux, gets the flush, and Ebete, the next victim. But there's an off angle, a third party, as it's always going to be. Nunez trying to hold on for the team, as Misery just rolls straight past them, gives them a point there, and they're able to pick that one up. Talon go down. They should be safe into those finals, but Inko now up to 5 eliminations, and the placements points start to add up now.
Oh boy, I think that may have tied Vampire. I think it is neck and neck between these 2 squads. Inko need more, and that shot right there is going to crush their dreams as Inko Gaming are now out. Vampire Esports only need a handful of points now to secure their position into the finals.
Inko right now on the bubble, 66 points. If Vampire go down now, they might not make it over the top. They need this win. They need it. Nuzi goes down in the mix of it all, and it's all Seol. Can he take Vampire down? No! And they get the points. They've done it. Vampire jump on up into 12th. They push Inko away, and now it's only Mad Bulls that can take them out.
Stoned with a stone cold killer right there. That is how you do it. 1 DBS shot to rule them all. He's going to be able to get his squad up and make it happen. You talk about clutch factor. That was it right there.
IWNRX have 10 eliminations, by the way, but it's useless. They're too late. They can't do anything with it. It's so frustrating. This team had so much potential moving in, and hopefully this is a sign of what's to come in the survival stage for this roster. But they will not be able to push up over. 26 points at the start of this match. They're on 36 now with these 10 eliminations. And Swain goes down on the off angle. They have to push past Team Liquid, and that is a tall order.
But this is what I was talking about. You have those teams that are at the bottom of the leaderboards. They finally start showing out when they don't have anything to lose anymore. But you know what? Who has something to lose? It's Mad Bulls. What are you doing? You need to wipe out this entire lobby and win the game. If they could do that, they could still make something happen. But they can't just be sitting on the south side waiting. I don't know what they're doing.
It is so frustrating, and there's Easy. The solo snake takes a player down from Mad Bulls, and they're on 3 now. Can they pick up this point? Because Easy's still a thorn in their side. Zerich and Tulika establishing that line of fire. There's an off angle coming through as well from Flake. They should be able to deal with it, and they re-establish together. A nade from Easy. He's got 3 in the pocket. Maybe he'll be able to find something else here. A 1v4 to ruin the day of Mad Bulls? I mean, maybe. I don't expect Mad Bulls to be able to take this one down, and I don't think anyone else does either. But there's always that glimmer of hope. Right now, at the moment, it's about Vampire securing that bubble. It's about Team Liquid staying alive into those finals as well. And Falcons dropping down. Inco 2.
Oh. I mean, here's the thing, though. There's still 13 eliminations to get. If Mad Bulls were able to get every single one of them and the chicken
15.
dinner, I mean, that is a 23-point swing. That'll put them at 73 points right there. So it's not impossible. But they're not going to do it. Just sitting back, watching every single elimination go away. With every point that they don't get, their chances just get reduced by a huge chunk. That's 1. They need every single one left if they want to stand a chance.
They need to take Vampire out next as well, because placement points will also move that boundary further and further and further, inexorably away from them. It will be so tough to make it through, and you know what? I don't expect them to do it. I just don't think they've got it in the tank right now. With 3 players alive, coming up against Team Liquid on this northeast position, they can look to maybe sweep through IWNRX, who frankly have been on a tear this match, but kind of overshadowed by their previous performances.
Yeah, IWNRX are just doing this for kicks at this point. Just looking to crush some dreams. But Mad Bulls, that dream isn't dead yet. It's still alive and well. It's still possible, but they cannot afford to even see another team going into a team fight. They need to take out everybody. They got to start pushing here.
It's time. It's time for it now. Team Liquid. They should be aware that they've done it at this stage. They've got a little bit more left to give,
That's
though.
Vampire gone.
Vampire out. This is potential for the Mad Bulls to actually find something here. With Vampire finishing on 70, that is 5 points short of where Satani said he wanted to end up. But they are in 11th right now, and notably ahead of Reject, which means that even if Mad Bulls surpass them, they are guaranteed in the finals now. 69 points is the bubble. It sits on Reject, the Japanese team biting their nails.
11 eliminations available for the Mad Bulls. They need all of them. Let's see what they can do. Harami Bro is still on the other side of the map. They have some great angles. They're just big chill. They are too low on the leaderboards to make anything happen. We'll see something from them the day after tomorrow in the survival stage. But all eyes are on Mad Bulls, as now they're starting to put some pressure onto IWNAX. They finally woke it up.
They might just be able to make something magic happen here. If they can find it, it would be a miracle. Reject would be devastated to find that it's happened to them. IWNRX, their next challenge. Zed Wolf on the backlines. They're holding it out. Team Liquid have moved down from that north side, and Harame Bro have just been staying out of it all the while. Kine, low HP here. Mythic putting pressure on Ayala as well, lobbing these nades in. It's ducking their heads behind the headland as Zerich holds the angle. Mythic gets the first shot into Frozen, and IWNRX again. Less and less wind in their sails by the second.
And less points that Mad Bulls can get, because that is one that's going to go towards the side of Team Liquid. They can't afford to even lose anyone. Okay, that's another elimination for Mad Bulls. They are on a run right now. They have to take down Team Liquid. Here comes Zerich in the front lines with the UMP. Can he hit these shots?
Mythic
he hits the laydown.
Shots. Not going to be able to hit it. Goes down. Ayala wins the trade, but there's Flike with it back and forth again. But one player now for Mad Bulls. It's all up to Flike. The res not going to happen, I don't think, with Zedwolf there to hunt it down. And Harame Bro moving across. These eliminations are just starting to fade, and the Mad Bulls, despite the run, might have fallen short.
I think that is all she wrote right there. The opportunity was there, but Mad Bulls were just way too slow on the gas pedal right there. They needed to start seeing red just a little bit earlier. Instead, just trying to play a little bit too passive, and that's what happens here. The nerves start hitting in. You don't know what to do. You gotta move when the going gets tough.
Fleek, though, still with a small chance, but he's outside the blue zone, has to crest the ridgeline. Team Liquid bearing down upon you. What can you do? Knight will be happy with this, though, for Team Liquid. They have managed to secure their spot, but 2 sprays for Fleek. Okay, finds 1, maybe getting a flush there. Are Harame Bro gonna take the shots back? Slowing Team Liquid down here is absolutely huge, though. If they can rack up just a couple more eliminations for Mad Bulls, it's still not out of the question, but we would still need to win it as well.
We would need an absolute miracle. We would need to see PUBG Mobile history right here, right now. Fleek needs to just clutch it up for his squad. We're talking putting the backpack on and straight carrying them across to the finish line. He is going for a big rotation here. He does have enough room to breathe, so he should be able to get this rotation safely. He is starting to get peppered, though, on the way up the hill. Meanwhile, Harame Bro has so many different angles. And now Harame Bro is going to start setting their attention onto Team Liquid here. The nades are going to start ringing out.
Mad Bulls maybe going down here. There's a challenge over on the far side. Fleek, with a nade in hand, actually backs the player on the high ground for Harame Bro off and usurps him up on this position. Interesting turn of events, but not going to be in the next circle. Has managed to get away from under the pressure. Eliminations needed for this team right now. With the 5 eliminations they got, there are 55 points. Remember, 69 is the bubble. If he wins it, and I grant you that is so unlikely to happen. But if he wins it, that would put them up at 65. 69 is the bubble, which means that he needs 4 more eliminations. And with a chicken dinner, they win the tiebreaker against Reject, which would put them over the top. But, as I say, it is so unlikely. It's basically out of the question.
But we know we've seen the impossible before. Can we see it here? Live in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the PUBG Mobile World Cup. Fleek down to 10% HP. That buggy is beat up. He has to jump out. Goes for the spray. And that is going to be the Mad Bulls miracle run ending right then and there.
That is a little bit sad, but I didn't expect it to happen. He just kept teasing me with it all the way until the end, and that is unfortunate. Harame Bro going up against Team Liquid now to close down the final match as we're going to isolate our top 12 teams at the end of this. Dish out that fat Millie. Over the top, Harame Bro sending forwards a little bit. 1 player down. Can they get a trade? Doesn't look like it. Not just yet. Finding those shots, but not quite connecting. Another goes forward, but Ayala does fall. 2 players down now for either team. It looks like Team Liquid trying to stay alive with only 1 player remaining. Cardo's with a chance around the monster truck. Trying to give him the do-si-do, and he gets it done. Team Liquid close us down with the final chicken dinner of group stages. Our top 12 teams locked in. Reject, breathe, a sigh of relief. Woo! As Mad Bulls can't quite make it all the way.
What an incredible game. I can't wait to see the leaderboards, to get those official scores in, see exactly who made it, who did it. Team Liquid after that game,